Welcome to 5 Star Weekly. First win in months and a new player arrives to possibly help with our playoff push. Will a new head coach be coming through the door as well? We'll get into all that and more coming up. Welcome to the show, 5 Star Fam. I'm AJ.
Before we get into it, become part of the notification squad by hitting the bell next to the subscribe button on YouTube.
This segment is sponsored by Thinking Man Tavern, a cozy Decatur neighborhood pub. Grab a tasty beverage from a wide variety of selections and a plate of something delicious from the menu. To go, check out Thinking Man Tavern.
5 Star Fam, the second half of the season has begun and we could use a push as well. Consider being a patron on our Patreon. We have some fun tiers. Join us there to help us support us from the ground level. But it's patreon.com/ATL UTD FanTV. But guys, let's get into the match review. It's Columbus Crew, and yes, we finally have our first win since May 15th. It is been quite a bit of a ride since then. And basically, yeah, it starts off very well, and it's a little bit of squeaky bum at the end. But all's well that ends well. It's happy days, and it's the first win for Rob Valentino, our interim head coach, of course. But yeah, in the 5th minute, it starts off very quickly. And returning players from international duty, Miles Robinson, Ezekiel Barco, Brad Guzan, they all play a part. And yes, Miles Robinson, he finds Ezekiel Barco in midfield with a ball that is quite a good ball to kind of pretty much break the lines. And Ezekiel Barco runs at the Columbus defense, which has been a little bit shaky lately. And he almost leaves it a little too late with George Bello, but is able to eventually get the ball to George Bello, who plays a delicious backheel flick to Ezekiel Barco, and he is able to slot it away with his left. And it is just the second goal with his left foot. But Barco starts off the game really, really well, and I think sets the tone pretty much. And especially on the road in Columbus at their new stadium, but it is definitely a very, very good start. Really what you love to see from Barco, because that's the type of play that we need. We need the directness. We need, that incisive play that we have been lacking for so many games. But starts off well, and then we have a double of the lead in the 35th minute. Marcelino Moreno, he receives the ball on the left side. He's able to beat a couple of men and is taken down in the box. Maybe a little controversially, according to some people, but I see enough contact here that the motion of him, he's pretty much, he's got the ball away, and the defender isn't able to deal with it and does trip him. And so, Ezekiel Barco steps up and he puts it away, and he has a brace. And, it's very early, of course. There is a chance for a Hattie. So, he kind of is chasing that a little bit throughout this match. But unfortunately, Columbus, they respond very, very quickly in the 37th minute. And Lucas Zalarian, he swung a corner from the right side, and then Jonathan Mensah. The marking a little bit auspicious here, but he was able to get across the defender and get it past Brad Guzan. And there were a couple more chances later on in the match to kind of extend this lead, and then it was a long-range shot from Barco that nearly made it a Hattie for him. It was headed to the top right corner. That's goalkeeper Room. He had stopped with a fingertip save, but LA United, they crossed that rebound directly back into the box, and Mateus Hesetu's header went over the crossbar. Just a lot of very close calls until Moreno won a second penalty. And 64th minute, he weaved behind a couple more defenders, and then he was taken down near the penalty spot. And this time, Marcelino Moreno took it, and he slotted it away. This was his 6th goal of the season, 3rd match in a row that he scored, and so definitely he is earning his keep for the moment for sure, and his form is scintillating, no doubt. And it's something that Marcelino Moreno and Ezequiel Barco, they've had issues playing together before. I think you've also seen Ezequiel Barco and Pity Martinez have issues playing together. And, in this match, Marcelino Moreno, I think, played a little bit more kind of that free role, but also took up space on the left as well at times. And Ezequiel Barco was just allowed to maraud in the center of the pitch, and I think that really boded well for a lot of this match. But Columbus, they had a lot of goals that were pulled back, through offside or calls one way or the other. But they were able to pull within 1 goal in the first minute of stoppage time from a penalty kick. And that's when Alan Franco, he fouled Mensah in the box. And so Pedro Santos, he scored the penalty. It's definitely a little bit of squeaky bum. Definitely at full time, there were celebrations, especially from Rob Valentino, who really definitely, I think, the players were absolutely celebrating with. They definitely gave him a little bit of some shower, maybe some beer showers in the locker room afterwards as well. It was definitely a beautiful sight to see. But in terms of, this match, I mean, it was definitely something that we needed. Maybe this is a catalyst. We shall see. But anytime you get your first win in about a couple months, I mean, it does feel good. It does feel like, man, it's been such a long road in that time. You lose a head coach. You have players that finally have come back from international duty. So it's definitely maybe on the up when, you have guys who can definitely help you. And especially when you have all 3 DPs eventually back. That's always great. Obviously, Jose Martinez was not able to play this match because of the suspension from that last match. But, the team, they did create 14 chances, tied for the 2nd most this season, and that's always a good thing. We need to create chances, and I think that's what you can see from Rob Valentino. He's allowing the players to pretty much, kind of free flow a little bit and, pretty much play in their best positions. And I think that's really, apparent throughout this match. I mean, you see Mateus Asetu have one of his best matches. A little bit loose on some giveaways, but overall very, very strong in the middle. Kept things ticking and was very press resistant. But also Cubo Torres, who came on later on for Jackson Conway, who unfortunately was a little bit invisible. His maybe first touch had abandoned him a little bit, but Cubo Torres, he earned his keep, keeping it in the corner after some frustration of us, maybe later on in the match, still kind of going for it. And at that point, we needed to keep it in the corner, and that he did for us. He was definitely, shithousing with the best of them for sure. But, getting into some post-match quotes, Ezequiel Barco, he talked about how he thought the confidence is really good. We saw it in the last game, coming back from 2-0 to get a draw. We saw it again tonight in this win against a difficult team. I think you're seeing the confidence in this team in a really good way right now. And Rob Valentino, he also said, this is just a start. It wasn't always pretty, but sometimes you have to find a way to win like that. Their mentality, their drive, and determination to not lose that game was huge. And he also went on to say, I'm happy that I'm in this position to be here and share it with players. This is for everyone in Atlanta. This is for the fans, and I hope it's just the start of us rolling. And he said, also, I'm so proud of them. It's been really difficult, and this is just the start. So, it's definitely, it's good vibes. Let's hopefully keep it going. But, let's wrap up this match review, and next up, it's LAFC on Sunday at the Benz, and we'll have that match preview later on in this show. But let's get into the news, and Ezequiel Barco and Raul Valentino, they made the MLS Team of the Week. Congrats to them. Well-deserved for sure. Ezequiel Barco played his balls off. But, yeah, moving on from that, Luiz Araujo, it's going to take me a minute to get the right pronunciation on this, but yeah, Araguejo is now official from Lille, and definitely he is, a big-time player for us, I think, in that regard, where he's going to be a designated player. 9.5 purported transfer fee, 9.5 million rather, and then that's 2 million with incentives, 2 million of incentives rather, that could be in terms of performance targets, that could make it to 11.5 million. But the length of the contract not disclosed, but no doubt probably a DP was bought down, and that probably is Alan Franco. But yeah, it is definitely, we have the 25-year-old Brazilian from Lille, the winger. He's a guy that definitely will bring maybe some finishing and some assisting to our front line, and that's been something that has been key. He's been part of a title-winning side with Lille, as well as the French Champions Cup as well, and so it is something that, he comes with that winning pedigree, so that always is good. But in terms of where he might play, it'll be fairly interesting because yes, he's a left-footed player. He could cut in from the right. He does also play on the left. Maybe he could play up top with Joseph Martinez. We'll see. But he did beat and help beat PSG with Lille, playing on that right side. Maybe a little bit more defensive than you normally see it as well. But yes, with the ball at his feet, he's one of the more technical players for sure. And so, yes, we gain another guy who loves to dribble and can get at defenders. And so that definitely bodes well. But he was introduced to Atlanta on Tuesday. We're filming this on a Tuesday, or I'm filming this on a Tuesday, full transparency. And he said a lot of things in the press conference, and one of the things he said was, the main reason why I'm here is because I'd like to win the league. It's something that I've enjoyed my whole life, to be a champion, so I'm looking forward to doing that here. He said, I really like to win titles, and I look forward to showing MLS who Luiz Araujo is, or Luiz Araujo. Anyway, so he comes in after having scored 22 career goals. He had 5 in the 2017-2018 season, his first for Lille. And he is a guy that likes to create space, has that finishing touch, hopefully more in an Atlanta United kit, but definitely a guy that offers some promise. I think definitely, you see the pace, you see the ability on the ball, and the willingness to defend. I think it's somebody that could do really well for us. We'll just hope that Carlos Bocanegra and Darren Eales have pulled the right trigger here, but we shall see. But Carlos Bocanegra, he did say that some of the reports about Atlanta United's targets in this transfer window were not accurate. He also said Araujo was on their radar, and he fits the profile of exactly what the club wanted. And Araujo, he was asked about having an interim manager at this point. He didn't seem too phased. Said that Raul Valentino, when he was signed, or he spoke with him, and he's confident that the two can do great things together. But we'll see about that. And Araujo, he also spoke to Josetu, who he didn't know him before, but he asked him about Atlanta United, and of course, Josetu, he spoke highly of the club and the league, so that, of course, is good. You would hope so. Josetu, being on the team, I would hope that he would be saying good things. But, yeah, so it is something that, with this player, what do you guys think? I mean, is he the right guy? What can he bring to the team? Do you have high hopes? Let us know in the comments below. But moving on to another player that was rumored in this window, Tiago Almeida. Apparently, that, when he didn't come, and he's apparently maybe coming in January. Well, Carlos Bocanegra, he said that the reports on if Almeida will join in January, he said, we're rumored for a number of players, so I'm not going to comment on anything. Classic, non-committal answer there. But, lots of reports pretty much said that Almeida, will play out the rest of this season, or the rest of the half season with Velez Sarsfield, but possibly will make that move in January. Will he be replacing a DP? He'll probably have to, and who will that be? Probably Ezequiel Barco, even though Ezequiel Barco and Tiago Almeida, they are friends, and they have talked about wanting to play with each other. So we shall see there, but getting into the head coach rumor of the week, well, it's an old one, but in the regard of Gonzalo Pineda, there have been negotiations, and Sounder at Heart says that the deal could finalize within a month. And, at this point, why not be like Seattle? I mean, they have made either a lot of MLS Cup finals or won them. So, it's somebody that has also that winning pedigree as well. So, it's someone that is well acclaimed as well in the league. He did interview for the DC United head coach job previously. But, in terms of anything being finalized yet, there has not been anything, but we shall see. Carlos Bocanegra, he commented on this, and he said that we've been talking to a few people, as you guys know, so I'm not going to comment on anyone specific. We hope to have some news for you guys shortly. So, guys, is Pineda the guy? Will he be our manager? I mean, we shall see. That's, but you guys let us know if you are confident in Gonzalo Pineda. But, moving on from that, the Atlanta United Foundation and Arthur Blank, they and Local Initiative Support Corporation, they've announced that there are grants to develop 8 new soccer mini pitches as part of the second phase of the Georgia 100 campaign. 12 mini pitches now in development. The Georgia 100 campaign is closer to its goal to create up to 100 mini pitches across the state. That's going to lead up to the 2026 FIFA World Cup. We, of course, are one of those hopeful states that will be part of the World Cup in the United States and Mexico. But moving on from that to LA United 2. LA United 2 defeated Indy 11 6-2 on Sunday. And with 6 goals scored, it was the most goals scored in a match in LA United 2 history. Tyler Wolff, he scored a hat trick and he registered an assist. And this is the first hat trick for an LA United 2 player since August of 2019. And Darwin Mateus, Mackie Jop, and David Mejia each scored a goal en route to that big win. And Tyler Wolff was subsequently voted into the USL Team of the Week and the USL Championship Player of the Week. And that was quite a performance from the homegrown. But LA United 2 will return to action against OKC Energy on August 11th. And hopefully they can keep that high-scoring run going. But guys, that will wrap up the news, and it gets us into the match preview. So, LAFC, August 15th. It will be 4 p.m. at the Benz, and LAFC, definitely last season it was a weird 2020. They missed Carlos Vela due to injury for much of the season, and Diego Rossi and Brian Rodriguez definitely were balling out a little bit to the degree. But LAFC, they look strong as a team in 2021, and it will be, definitely very tough assignment for LA United. But you saw how, LA United were able to deal with a Columbus Crew. Maybe we can also play up to the competition again. But getting into their 2020, they finished 7th in the Western Conference. They were eliminated in round 1 by the Seattle Sounders, and they were eliminated in the final by Tigres 2-1. So it was a weird season for them last year, but they obviously have a lot of talent, and they're still a team to contend with. Some of their key acquisitions have been Kim Moon-hwan, right back for them that just came in, Corey Baird, just a few years removed from that 2018 Rookie of the Year campaign. It's another attacking option for LAFC. And Marco Farfan, he also comes in from a trade from Portland. But in terms of key losses, Brian Rodriguez, he was sent on loan to UD Almeria with a purchase option. And Bradley Wright Phillips, who of course has joined the Columbus Crew. But in terms of our series matchup, we've only played them twice, but it's been 1 win on each side. We have 8 goals, they have 4 goals. We, of course, won big against them in their first year, 5-0. They beat us at their house 4-3 in 2019 on July 27th. That's the last time we played them. But in terms of, LAFC, they're still a team that, in terms of that attacking group, very, very strong. It's, a team that not only with Rossi and Vela and K and Atuesta and Segura, they have a lot of top 3 guys in their respective positions. So, definitely going to be, a side that's not only with Bob Bradley at the helm, it's going to be, a talented squad for sure. But right now, at center forward seems a little bit weak. It'll be, contingent on those guys, how they've done so far. And in terms of goalkeeper, a little bit weak as well. They haven't really been able to solidify that position for themselves either. But getting into some of their players to watch, of course, Carlos Vela, he's one of the league's best players, no doubt about that. He unfortunately took the throne of the MLS Goal King away from Jose Martinez. And unfortunately, it's been a little stop-start for Jose Martinez this season, but hopefully in the future, Jose Martinez will be able to overtake Vela's definitely, just that throne, because it's annoying that that happened right after Jose Martinez did it. But Diego Rossi, he also, last season, he won the Golden Boot, so, he's definitely a player that we need to look out for as well. And Edward Atuesta, definitely, young talent in midfield who has gotten a lot of rumored moves to other leagues as well. He's definitely a guy that, does bits for him and bits for them in their midfield. But getting into the injuries and availability, Mahala Apoku, he's out for LAFC. Eddie Segura is out for LAFC as well. And for LA United, Emerson Hyman, of course, and Franco Ibarra, Mo Adams are all out. Questionable still are Jake Mulroney and Brooks Lennon, with both with lower body injuries. So we'll see how LA United lines up. But speaking of that, let's get into that predicted starting 11. So for me, I think that 3-5-2 has been working. And I think, with a little bit of a break from the Columbus Crew match to the LAFC match, I think we see a lot of the same players persist. So Brad Guzan, a lot of people would love to see Alec Can still start. I mean, Brad Guzan, he is making a large wage. Should he be usurped by Can? It's just a tough call right now. And I think Guzan starts, but it's that 3-man back line. I think Alan Franco, it's Miles Robinson and Anton Walks are those 3 center backs. Ronald Hernandez and George Bella are those wing backs, and Josetu and Sosa are in midfield. And I think at attacking midfield will be Marcelino Moreno, and Barco and Joseph are up top with those forwards. And I think that will be quite a dangerous look, and definitely with all 3 DPs, it bodes very, very well, especially at home. And in terms of some match facts, there have been over 2.5 goals scored in LAFC's last 6 games. So it will definitely, hopefully, be a little bit of a shootout. Love to see that. But LA United, we've failed to score in our last 3 home matches. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully that type of scoring record is behind us now. But with those match facts and everything else that has been said, let's get into the score prediction. I think it's going to be a 3-3 draw. I think there's going to be a lot of goals. It's been, a little bit dry in terms of that department, but I feel like with all of the DPs on the pitch, and of course, Luiz Araujo, maybe if he's able to get his visa, maybe playing a part, that would be quite tasty. Obviously, he would be actually the 3rd DP. Alan Franco bought down, but still, for all intents and purposes, we kind of have 4 in that sense, in our lineup, because Marcelino Moreno is a former DP as well. So definitely, I think we have enough talent to at least get a result here, and so hopefully we do. What do you guys think? Leave us your thoughts in the comments below. But guys, that's the match preview and pretty much the entire show except for the question of the day. And the question of the day is, do you think Gonzalo Pineda is the right move? Should we make a move for a permanent head coach in this year? Or should we keep Rob Valentino as our interim head coach and then make a decision at the end of the season? Let us know in the comments below. But guys, that does it for the show. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I've been AJ, and I'll see you in the next video.